Hello everyone. This is a good game as we had supposedly a GM top laner that completely ruffle stomped the entire top side of the map. Plus I got invaded at the start by Riven, so I had a very bad get-go at this game. And I know a lot of people might just give up, get angry at their team, start screaming at different things going on. But I kept my cool and I did what is my job? Get bottom fed. Get bot lane fed. That's all that matters. And sure enough, our Cho'Gath did terrible to start. He was even getting angry at the team, but he ended up scaling really well into late game, and it worked out in the end. Pretty standard start. I'm just doing my clear and my 220 bot gank. It was a little rough, the positioning was a little bit off, but I was able to catch Jhin out, and their movement was a little bit weird, so I ended up flashing behind Jinx, or behind Jhin, and plopping a box down to block off their exit through topside brush, and from there we're able to pick up a kill on top catch. So just a reminder that where you put your box down doesn't always mean the box has to get off, but if you put it in a way that disrupts how they walk, that can be enough to get the kill. And this is another thing about this game, my mid laner did not do very well either. I don't know how long they've been playing Vex for, but it definitely didn't seem like their strongest champion. So as always, when you do a 220 gank, the other jungler will typically take your top side. So you want to check their bottom side, or whatever side you're on, and verify if they're there or not, or their camps are up. So I saw that their camps were down, so I went to go see if mine were up, and they were gone. Automatically used the Scryer's Orb to see where they were. It picked out Riven, so I just went straight to the scuttle to get that resource. And then I attempted to go get more at their actual golem as well. But unfortunately, they catch me out here. Obviously, as AP Shaco, I don't want to, face a Riven, one-on-one. So I'm just doing everything I can to kite around, not take the fight right away. I tried to get a smite. I didn't get the smite, so I did lose that. And I'd end up having a pretty big... This kind of starts my CS disadvantage here. Luckily, my Vex does show up in time, and we're just barely able to get a kill on Riven after they try to come and re-engage in the fight. And you'll see coming up here that I'm at a pretty big disadvantage in CS. They're already 32 above, 12 CS above me, and it does increase quite a bit. And so all game I'm at a pretty big CS disadvantage compared to Riven. But I'm able to head back down to my bot lane and get them some kills. I help bot lane, and then sure enough, my mid laner gets caught out. And for some reason, Riven doesn't take the scuttle, so I just take that away from him as well. This is where that Tryndamere is really showing his power. He's been like proxy farming like crazy, and I should have been a bit more careful. Should have just pulled the pack back to the brush, and that would have saved me. But because I didn't, I give him a kill. I lose my Raptors, so it hurts my early game progress even more. At this point, I'm pretty scared of even entering my topside jungle, because Riven could be invaded me. They already did once. And then Tryndamere is so strong and so mobile, I can't really do much against him. This was really unfortunate. I did miss my clone explosion at some point. I did put a box down earlier. I should have just put it at this cutoff point. I don't know why I didn't. And as a result, this Tryndamere ends up getting away. But ultimately, I'm just playing so kind of scared because he's so strong. Now coming up here, you always want to be thinking about what people are doing next. I'm able to catch Riven out doing grubs, and sure enough, I queue past her to put a box down in the brush where they're running to, instead of on top of them. And as a result, we're able to pick up the grubs and get an objective. Luckily, my teams responded really fast here. From here, I see that there's a bit of a skirmish going on bot lane. I'm able to help Nami pick off Tahm Kench, which is obviously very good for us, because now I can go and at least have a little bit of pressure off trying to set up for Dragon. And so I go start to set up and plan for the objective. In solo queue fashion, my mid laner gets caught out and he dies. And as my support tries to get some vision down, they also get caught out and they die. You know, fortunately for enough, I have enough boxes down and I catch them out with my clone that we do get at least a kill on Riven. So it puts us a little bit of advantage for actually taking Dragon. I feel at least a little bit confident because I do have my AD carry with me. But ultimately, I'm heading back to just get some CS. With this fight coming up, I'm just trying to basically flank the Jhin and Tahm Kench with a box. And that way it prevents them from running away, and our kind of fed AD carry can come push in and do what they need to do. And then luckily Jhin fails his flash and kind of goes in a terrible spot. So we're able to clean this up and get Dragon. And so here we're at 15 minutes, and they take Rift Herald, and Tryndamere pushes like crazy, and there's really not much we could have done about it. And so it's feeling kind of grim, and I know a lot of teams would just kind of like throw their hands up and say whatever and forfeit at this point, because Tryndamere is massive. Now I will give so much credit to Nami here. Nami was landing her bubbles on Tryndamere so well. And so Nami carried in their own right on that front.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Vex ended up catching out Tryndamere here, and I swear I was so close to getting this kill. It's probably literally because of that Raptor that he kind of stayed alive here, and if it was a little bit more aggressive, I probably could have got this kill on Tryndamere. This unfortunately makes me kind of lose my life here, and I have to head around. Do a pretty good job of running around, but ultimately me failing my jump over the wall with my R is what cost me a decent runaway.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And we're actually able to pick off a kill with Tryndamere. Again, Nami lands a bubble, and it's GG from there. So here we catch him doing Alicon, and luckily we just had a lot of power to take this from my smite, Shogoth's R, and then Jinx lands a massive R as well. And it's kind of GG from here. Cho's actually survived in scales. He can R people and eat their entire health bar pretty much. And our AD carry has just kind of taken off. And so did my job. I was able to get my AD carry fed, and it worked out in our favor, even though we had this kind of crazy Tryndamere going nuts, and in our pushing our base at 15 minutes, and there you go, Nami landing another great CC bubble. With both Otacon and Dragon down, I'm just firing my camps, and then you'll see me preparing for Baron by just getting my boxes going.
Destroyed.
And so I'm able, because I got here early, I'm ready for any type of event going on. We see their Jhin, and I'm able to be a little bit aggressive and make him use a bunch of his stuff. I'm able to flash out of the Riven, and we get a Jinx ult on him, a Vex ult on him. We take him out, and it leads into kind of a chain of events that we're able to take Baron and win. My vision saw Riven coming, so I'm just adding more boxes and then making sure my clone is pushing them out, and I'm able to get this smite nice and easy. And it's at this point, I think, that their team can't even get close to objectives. That kind of forces their hand, and Cho'Gath taking off, or 80 carries taking off, that they end up just surrendering right after this dragon. And so you can see the gold value is pretty equal. Their top lane did really well. It's all about staying calm during a lot of these games, even when it seems crazy bad. And so it felt horrible during this match. When Tryndamere was pushing like crazy, he felt unstoppable. But get your bot lane fed, and it's GG. That's it for this one. Remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a new channel.
A summoner has disconnected.